for a goddamn year.
And fought for a system that you thought was right, and then
People
found out you were
people
lied
are
to there.
alike. They have their own likes and dislikes and whims and jokes and all of this stuff, you know.
Sure.
Like I had two colored guys working with me on a gun. They'd always arguing back and forth. You're going to get a kick out of this. So he's arguing with the one was name was Longwear from California, and the other one was. But they were arguing all the time. You know what they argued about?
What's that?
Who was the blackest? I'll be damned. You know, I used to laugh at when they were doing this, and one would get mad, said, "I'm going down the hill. I'm going to leave you."
Sure.
He says, "Bobby, you going to let him leave me up here all alone?" I said, "If he can outrun this BAR, he can go." And he looked at it, he said, "Man, I seen you shoot that gun. I ain't going nowhere."
That's it.
Oh, shit. I mean, you know.
But no, you got to go into that. You got to go
But
into
life
that.
is a fun thing, except when the leadership, they like this. Lawyers love to get people into turmoil. Then they can steal your damn property. You see?
Okay, Bob, you can sit back down. I just had to.
I agree.
What's that?
I just had to set that phone back up or knock the line out.
Excuse me.
What you need to do is tell the government they discriminated against white people because they let me go into bankruptcy court and I filed a petition for $30.
Yeah,
I gave him $30 and got my petition filed.
I tell you,
and first they said we need more money.
So, you see, the way things are, and I can see this because I'm pretty near 70 years old and I've looked at it all my life.
Mm-hmm.
I've had more colored friends and Oriental friends and that, and I mean good friends.
Mm-hmm.
That'll do things for you,
Yeah.
you know, and they help you do things. And
Yeah.
that's what they like to do that. Now, you see, what's happening
I
to
think she
you and
just went
I
to bed,
today
but I'll check.
is we're bringing people in
Hold
here
on.
from here. All, you know, I don't
Randy,
care what
can you
they
get
call
Mom
their
to the phone,
nationality or
please?
anything else.
You know something? Black people have a right to be pissed off. There's some Hispanics have a right to be pissed off. But the people who really should be pissed off are Native Americans. He
Yeah,
goes,
yeah,
when's the
right.
last time you saw a Native American family out eating at McDonald's? He goes, and when you stop and think about it,
You don't hear much from them. I've got a lot of Indian
because the
friends.
government shut them up.
And
They said, stay on your property, we'll give you money, just shut up.
Yeah, and that's right. Yeah. Is he a farm boy?
Oh yeah, farm. All the farms just outside of New York
When you talk
City.
to some people about this, politicians, you know, the Democrat, but they're all the fucking same. There ain't no difference between any of them. Not a goddamn bit. Now, these people out here have been lied to so goddamn much, and the farmers will come in with their ear lappers down. They'll look up like they're looking up a dead hog's ass, you know. You can't figure it out, you know. Then they'll take a stick, put in the hog's ass and twist it like this, see? See, people in this country, so many of them are so goddamn ignorant, and they wear a pin here. It says, "I'm ignorant." You see, and they're proud of, look here, you know, proud of it, see?
Yeah. Sometimes they wear a badge there, which is just the
You're
same.
goddamn right. Yeah. But you see, I don't know if I'll ever live to see things get straightened out here, where we can, you know, just,
There's
you
just
know,
too many forces
goddamn it,
working
you know,
against
I
us.
like to fish and hunt, relax, and I like to watch a good ball game now and then, but I haven't been able to do that for 30, 40 years. Shit, I went to the penitentiary because I wouldn't file a goddamn income tax form because they wouldn't tell me where the law was that made me liable to file it.
You didn't pay taxes to your government?
I didn't pay that since 1980. Then after I got out of jail, a federal judge says, "Bob, God, I don't want to do this to you and your wife." My wife had cancer. She lost a leg. She was in jail and she was sick. And I didn't give a shit about myself, you know, as much as my wife, but the federal judge says, "Now you have to fill all these forms out or we're going to lock you back up again." I said, "Oh my," I said, this is, you ready to go back in, baby?" Well, she said, "I don't care. That's all right with me." I said, "Well, let's go." And he threw us out of his goddamn chamber. He says, "Get them the hell out of here. They're the most less patriotic people, you know, they don't give a damn about their country or government." Now, when I was in Korea, I'm not bragging about it. I've got Purple Hearts and a couple Bronze Stars. you know, all of this shit. It don't mean anything really to me, only the fact that, that, you know, there's several men have more than that.
Sure.
More than that, you see. But I mean, God, you'd think, I think I proved that I, you know,
Just American as anybody.
that I'll do what it takes for my country.
Sure.
You see?
Sure. And so you wouldn't give your tax money to your government after all they've done for you?
I would do it in a heartbeat if they could show me the law that made me liable to do it, you see. But why the hell do I want to give what little bit, you know, we don't have a hell of a lot. And this whole goddamn argument was over about $500-600. Then they come and assess me late, charge everything else. All at once it's $7,800.
Oh, that's with their surcharges and interest.
And they took our bank account.
Unbelievable.
Took it. You're the guy studying law. Are you an attorney or partial, or where do you stand?
Well, I was a psychology major, but Morehead State University turned me into a lawyer.
Yeah.
Turned me into I don't have my doctorate yet in law,
Yeah.
but I'm working on it. I'm working.
Yeah, you're goddamn right.
And actually,
You see, these goddamn lawyers now, there's only one lawyer in town. I know them all. I used to be a police officer here. Shit, I was a special deputy in Cass County for 22 years.
Law enforcement. What's your last name?
You won't find it there because this goes back years and years. But the only attorney or lawyer in town, you know, you studied far enough. What does attorney mean?
That means I want to screw you out of your money and your liberty.
And it also means to twist and turn.
That too. Well, I got to twist and turn you to get your money. I got to twist and turn you to get your money and take your freedom.
Shit. Yeah.
Sure.
Another, you're a second Flip Wilson. Oh shit.
Okay. I'll accept that.
You know,
I'll,
I got to tell you one of his favorite stories, Flip's favorite story. I used to listen to every time he was on. Just drive you crazy. Then when he dressed up like Geraldine, you know, this was the shits. But he says, you know, I was down in Mexico riding on a bus. I was taking a trip down there. And oh my God, he said, here a bunch of these banditos get on the bus with big sharp machetes and machine guns and everything, and I was just scared to death. And here this Mexican run up to me and looked me right in the eye, and he said, where did that color boy go? See, it turned him white with fear. Where did that colored guy go?
Flip was pretty good.
He's good. He's damn good. Yeah.
Definitely. What is your name, sir?
Bob Salsman.
Bob Salsman. I'm Jim Carpenter.
Jim Carpenter.
I have a couple of aliases that I use, but that's only if you got a badge or a gun. I'm trying to get my license, my international license here.
If you got in touch with Carl Olofsson, he's one of the very few people that, you know, like lawyers should be. They assigned an attorney to my wife and I when we went over to Bismarck to be crucified. So I asked this attorney, I said, Bruce Arstead, that was his name, I know him very well. I said, what do you know about the tax codes and laws? So, well, Bob, I don't know a hell of a lot about it, but he said, I'm willing to learn. I said, this is a hell of a time to start learning when we go to court tomorrow morning, you know.
I don't have to say.
Yeah.
I would have to say.
A little late.
Then he told a friend of mine, he didn't know was a friend of mine. She's got an airplane. He says, I'm flying over to Bismarck tomorrow. This is Bruce Arstead. And I'm going to watch the IRS burn a couple of people. That's what he said to this friend of mine. So he already knew it was a set-up deal. See?
Oh. And this is the guy that you thought was a good guy, or?
Well, I don't think one way or another about attorneys, you see.
I think they have the potential to do good. It's just that they don't know how to.
They don't know how to. You're right. But you see, you know, when you go to a doctor, a brain surgeon, you don't want him cut do it.
Oh, I don't see doctors at all.
Hemorrhoid operation. You know, this is what some of these attorneys, the way they practice, you know.
I'm a jack of all trades.
You know, you want brain surgery, they're going to give you
Art specialist.
Yeah, something, you know, they don't know where to start at, see?
I agree.
And law in this country is so, it's
Twisted.
become, it's sick. Absolutely. These federal judges, these son of a bitches, I'm telling you, they're a bunch of quacks.
Well, I had a decent federal judge. At least for a minute, he was decent. And he was black, and I'm thinking, cool, I finally got a black judge. And the funny thing about it is he was cool for one hearing. He made the state of Minnesota, who didn't want, I filed my lawsuit. I presently have a lawsuit filed against the state of Minnesota and Morehead State University. And
I think I heard about that.
Have you? Okay. Black student arrested in classroom? Farmers and Consumers Report.
I kind of think you got those people right, but I asked.
If I could ever get into a courtroom,
That's the problem.
I think these are issues. I mean, even the Attorney General representing the state of Minnesota even admitted that maybe something was done wrong. We just don't know how to rectify it.
Now, we've got millions of dollars
I
sitting
know how to
around
rectify it.
us here, you know.
Jesse Ventura, he said there's a surplus of $1 billion in the state of Minnesota.
Yeah,
I want some of it.
Yeah, that's right.
I want.
And you got to make
not
it
greedy. I don't want-
reasonable now. Don't come out with this fantastic shit. You want to ask for about 40 million.
No, actually, that's what I would settle for. I'm asking for 100 million.
Well, 100 and you settle for 40.
I'm asking for 100 million, but I'll settle for 40.
Because your potential, your earning potential, once you become legal, a lawyer, whatever you're going to do,
Sure.
is who can name what it's going to be.
I agree 100%. I agree 100%. Yeah, that's mainly one of the reasons why I'm here. There's a gentleman who's got an affidavit they got to get together, who's lived in this community for some time, who is quite familiar with the practices that the university is involved in, and recruiting athletes from urban areas around the country and bringing them here and then just dismissing them after a period of time when they don't have a need or use for them anymore.
Yeah.
And
Were you playing some ball over there?
Yes, I was a football player.
You were?
Yes.
I kind of thought maybe, I didn't think basketball, but I did think football.
Some people think badminton, but I'm
You
not
know,
good.
I was thinking now, when I thinking about football, what's his name in California?
O.J. Simpson.
O.J. Now everybody thinks, oh God, O.J. O.J.'s not that big a guy, but he's got a lot of heart. You're way bigger than O.J.
Oh yeah.
O.J. was just barely 6 feet.
Yeah, but the problem is I can't afford Johnny Cochran.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
Well, that's.
I can't afford Johnny Cochran. If I could have had Johnny Cochran in here from the very beginning,
By the ass.
or Shaq,
You'd had your money now.
All I needed was one Jew on the job, and they would have gotten my money for me.
How about Jerry Spence? He writes me
Jerry?
letters.
Does he really?
Yeah, he does. I can show you some of them. When I wrote to him about this case and I explained it all, it's just like a lead pipe. I mean, you couldn't no way. And Jerry said, "Oh, I feel for you." Oh, he sounded like Clinton. Oh, I feel your pain.
Sure.
Oh, he's going down like Fox, you know. When he, oh, the big one's coming. You know.
Red Fox. Yeah. I think Jerry actually does. I mean, I think he's sincere.
He does a few things, like Ruby Ridge. He went up there and defended Weaver.
So
When they were going to come down on Weaver, you know, and just nail his ass. And, well, you don't have any legal standing here that we know of, Mr. Weaver, and we're going to... Jerry Spence, he says, he does now. I'm Jerry Spence. And he stepped forward, and that's how that shit went.
Sure.
$4.5 million worth.
Yeah.
And they paid more than that. But see, we aren't going to know about the little spiffs under there, see,
Sure.
that they handed out.
What was that Hirahuchi or whatever? The assassin that actually killed him? Guy had a weird last name. Wasn't it like Hirahuchi?
Well,
or?
he was a, I think he was what you call, not Spanish.
He was a mutt. He was part like Japanese, but he had
something like
Asian
yeah.
in him.
And those boys are excellent shots. I've worked with a few of them there.
Really?
They make some damn good SWAT team members. And you know what they shoot with?
What's that?
They use old model 70s with big balloon scopes on
All
it.
right.
You can't miss. You can't miss with something like that. And they only shoot at 50 to 100 yards. You know.
Sure. Well, if they'd only learned the rules of engagement, then they'd be...
Yeah, they wouldn't have had to use any guns at all. They should. You see, Spence tore their ass out up there. He says, here you come into this county and suspend all of the legality in the county and move in here with your federal stuff. Who in the hell are you? And they're doing this all. They did that at Waco. Right afterwards. They didn't learn a goddamn thing, and they're going to do it some more.
They said they did the same thing in Philadelphia against the MOVE organization.
Yeah.
That happened in the urban area. And then they took the police chief at that time and made him the police chief in Los Angeles.
They
Will
burned
Williams.
down how many buildings? They dropped fire bombs right down the goddamn chimney with helicopters. Burned up, and I don't know how many people they murdered there. See, they can't learn it. They won't learn anything. You see, a dictatorship, that's what we're living under, believe it or not. Nobody gives a shit under it. You just go do your thing. That's it.
Well, I told my grandmother that she's basically responsible for all this because she could have stopped that Federal Reserve Act. She was only 2 years old at the time, but she could have stopped that Federal Reserve Act from going into place. She was born in 1911. Now, at 2 years old, you may not be able to say enough, but you should be able to say, no, let's not do this.
Yeah.
But she let it happen, and now...
Just like electing Clinton. Where were the people that said no?
Yep.
They took the lesser of two evils, so you see, that's about what you could say. But they should have dug somebody up out of the ground or something and elected him. Really.
Well, you know what's really funny? When Clinton first came in, didn't it seem like he was doing something decent or something good? Because they were killing everybody around him, so it had you believing that he must have been causing some sort of
Clinton killed a
hectic...
hell of a lot of people down in Arkansas, too.
Do you think he killed Vince
I
Foster?
got a book at home that people have wrote, and he's some bankers and different politician stuff. They're just all at once. They had car accidents. They committed suicide like Foster did. That Foster thing, that's bullshit. They killed Foster, laid him out there on the run. Foster wasn't the type of guy he was going to squeal, but he was going to.
Well, the thing is, didn't they say he had like 2 shots to his head? And everyone knows when you take,
Well,
you get one shot at your head.
he was left-handed, and the gun was in his right, or he was right. The gun was in the wrong hand to start with, and there was no dust or any grass stains or anything on his shoes.
Mhm.
You know, and he was hauled out there in a car. He was probably murdered in Clinton's office. That's probably what happened to him. And when you